It's midwinter here in Canada, and I just did a garbage dump here. And surprise, surprise, back there, I don't know if you can see it, right back here, it looks like a super, I didn't bring gloves or anything. Well, I didn't think I was gonna be doing this. Gross. There. It's yellow as hell. There's no way to get in here. Oh, wait. Okay. Really don't want to do this shit. Right. Got snow on it and fuck, I don't want to fall in here. Okay, I'm just gonna have to take a gamble. Anything else? Maybe it came out of the air, I don't know. Oh, it stinks in here. Okay. It's really yellowed, but I don't see anything else. There's no cords or anything. This is not exactly where I want to be 11 o'clock on a Saturday. There's a box here. I mean, maybe there's other stuff. No, this is with some filters. Let's just get out of here. I don't want to get caught. And I don't want to get any more slimed up and gross than I already am. How am I gonna do this? 1 second, guys. Can I drop this? No, I might have to just snow there. There. Ugh. Okay. Gross. Okay, let's get it home and we'll take a look at it. We're back in the house now. It's wet, gross. Okay. You know what? It might not be worth me doing this one-handed. It's very, very wet. Doesn't look too bad. But lots of stains all over it. Lovely. So it is, what time is it now? It is 11:45 at night. So you know what we'll do is we'll God damn it. Everything's wet on it. Let's just, you know what we're gonna do? Let's let, it's all wet underneath too. Okay, hang on. What I'm gonna do is just clean it off a little and then let it dry overnight. So I'm gonna go to bed soon. I was not exactly planning this to happen. To find something like this. Water everywhere. Dang it. You can hear something rattling inside, but maybe it's not a big deal. Okay, let's do this. Let's let it dry out, the water. And we'll come back. There's ice even down inside this little holes. You know what we'll do? We'll let it dry out and we'll come back in the morning, okay? Okay guys, welcome. It's the next day now and we've got our gross as hell Super Nintendo. Yes, a lot of it is just yellowing, which you know is kind of standard for these things. But there's also a lot of like weird stains all over it too. It's kind of gross, but what we're gonna do is before we do anything, like I was thinking of pulling it apart. I do have the screwdriver like for like opening carts and whatnot. But before pulling it apart, we're just gonna hook it up and see if it works, right? Because I mean, it might just work right out of the box. I doubt it, but maybe. So if you hang tight for just 1 second, I will connect it up. Okay, so I'm back now, and we've got the Super Nintendo hooked up. I've got Super Mario World, pretty standard issue game, and I'm just gonna plug her in here. And I've hooked it up through my Elgato. Obviously this doesn't have HDMI, but I do have a component to HDMI converter. Unfortunately, it does do a stretch, which there's no way of controlling. So please don't crucify me for that when I switch this over. Let's jump over to the system. Okay, so this is our Twitch layout. So you'll just have to forgive that it's got like the follower goal and all that nonsense, but let's just boot this up. Nothing. Oh, okay, here we go. So it is work. I'm surprised it actually works. Wait, what is... Okay, there's some kind of weird, I'm sure you can see it. It's some kind of weird purpley lines? I've never seen that before. Like I've seen SNES not work before, but this is a bit weird. Hang on 1 second while I switch over to a view where I can actually try to play the game just slightly. There's like this line. Do you see that? Everything, every sprite it appears is emitting it, or at least the Mario sprite. Okay. What? We'll just leave Yoshi there. You see this? What is going on? What the heck? Okay. You know what, maybe... Okay guys, we're back here now. I really don't know what the heck was going on there, but you saw the shadows it was casting, so maybe it's something internal, I don't really know. But let's pull this thing apart. Come on, you controller, come out of there. It's kind of jammed in there a bit. So let's pull it apart. You know what, let me adjust the camera and then we'll pull it apart. Okay guys, so here is the SNES in all its glory. We're gonna try to take it apart and see what the heck is going on. I've never done this before, but I can't imagine it being that difficult, to be honest with you. So if you flip it upside down, there are 6 screws here. I'll just speed this up so you're not bored as heck. Okay, so we got all 6 screws out. Let's pull this off. It honestly does not look that bad. It doesn't look that bad, to be honest with you, but let's... There's lots of hair in it. Lots of... You see that? I don't know. Some kind of weird hair. I hope that's not like rat hair or something. Probably not. It's probably cat hair or something. There's some other weird stuff. But it honestly does not look that bad. There's some hair, you know, there's hair in the cartridge slot. Okay, I have the rubbing alcohol here. Okay, so we got some Q-tips here. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try soaking the cartridge here in the rubbing alcohol. I don't have like a cleaning kit for the slot here, but let's try this. Okay, so next let's try taking this apart. This shouldn't be too hard. Doesn't look like there's that many parts to this thing, so this should come apart pretty easy. I've never done this before, but I mean, how complicated can it be, right? Doesn't look very complicated. This thing can kind of just get out of the way, really. I still don't really see anything that could be the cause of what's going on. There's nothing here that says I'm bad. The ribbon cable looks fine, but that's just for controllers anyways. That's the video out at the back, and that looks fine. Okay, so this is the section that I guess was underneath this giant heatsink thing. Let's just try cleaning it up, I guess. Something gross and black. Maybe there's no way that's rat shit, because there's no way it would get under that heatsink. So I don't know what that was, but I really do not see anything that would be causing that issue, short of maybe one of the chips is just bad, right? You know, let's spin this way so it's easier to see what's going on here. Okay, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but toothbrush, probably a much better way to clean this thing than with Q-tips. So we've got the Q-tips, which kind of leave lint everywhere. Toothbrush can kind of get into this cartridge slot a little better. As well as if there's anything between the chips, more likely to work to get in there. Anyways, I think it's thoroughly cleaned, besides under this, which, I mean, it's possible that's the cause. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let it dry, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes, and from there, see what we got. Okay guys, we're back with the Super Nintendo. I gave it a little longer. I actually gave it about 30 minutes to dry out. But after using the toothbrush, I'm fairly convinced that I cleaned it as best I could, with the exception of underneath this part here. So let's try to reassemble it just a little so that we can test it, okay? Okay, so we got that in. Let's start screwing this back together. I assume this is a heatsink, but I've heard before that it also acts as a ground. I'm not sure if that's true or if I just misheard, but I heard that if this plate is missing, it won't work. Like at all. Let's see if we've made it worse or made it better maybe, I don't know. Okay, so let me just plug in the power again. And this is the power switch. Let's jump over to our scene. Nintendo presents. Come on, baby. No, it's still doing it. What the deuce? What the deuce? Come on, I worked so hard on it. Okay, I guess we'll take apart the back half. I thought for sure that would have helped, especially cleaning the cartridge slot. What else is there to pull apart? Maybe something on the underside of the board? How do we get to the underside of the board? I don't see anything obvious. What? What? What is holding down this board? Okay, let's... Okay. So, trying to look in here, and it does look a little murky and gross, but I'm still not convinced that's the problem. Here's the, I guess, the pins within the pins. They look kind of gross. Still not sure that's actually what's causing the issue. This looks like a, well, this is steel, right? Or some kind of tin or something that conducts. So maybe it's dirty. Also, let's try cleaning it up a bit. Okay guys, to save you the headache, I have cleaned up everything, cleaned up the cartridge slot. Nothing seems to do anything, no matter what I do. I mean, let's play with the cartridge a little. Seems to have no effect at all. I cleaned up all in here. I looked it up online, and supposedly a bad PPU could cause lines on the screen. So the next thing to try is reflowing it. I can't say I'm a big fan of reflowing it, but that's what we'll have to try next. That's under this heat shield here, so I mean, god dang, I was hoping this would be easier. Does it resolve if I put pressure here? No. No. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we're back here again. Let's see if we can just remove the full board. So, I'm removing a few screws at the back here. I'm gonna lift the whole board out. It's stuck to this ribbon cable. Let's just flip it over. Okay, the bottom of the board does not look too pretty. Very hairy. Very hairy. Huh. I wonder if I can show that. You guys can see there. There appears to be like almost like milkiness here. I'm not sure if that's like factory stuff or what. But it's very milky, and then there's lots of hair. You see all that? Here too. I don't understand how much of it is factory, how much of it is, well, probably none of it's factory, to be honest. Let's try cleaning it up again with the toothbrush, the ye old toothbrush method. You know, before we reflow anything, which I was hesitant to want to do, let's just clean all this up and see if this will give us a good picture. Now, I've done reflowing once before on a PS3 that died, and it did work using a heat gun. And I have the heat gun here, but I would prefer to have to not do that. Again, once I'm done with this step, we're gonna have to let it sit and dry, so it's not like slam it all back together and go for it type thing. We've got to give it a little time for this to have at least a chance to dry up. These chips right here you see at the front, those are the most likely culprits. So these are the PPUs. I believe this is the processor itself right here. Yeah, that's the CPU, and the RAM is here. So it's like, if it was gonna be one of them, it'd be one of those 4 chips, one of these 4 chips. It's the culprit. Or the cartridge slot itself. So let's let this dry, and we'll come back to it in a few minutes. Okay guys, we're back again. I was debating whether to reflow it or not. These 4 chips specifically is the CPU, the SRAM, the 2 PPU units. I was essentially very skittish to do it because I could make things much, much worse. Now, after thinking about it for a bit, I decided I might as well just give her a go because I found this thing in the junk. If it ends up junk, it's not the end of the world. So let's just give it a go. If I ruin the board, I ruin the board. Okay guys, Kenny G here one last time. We've basically given it all we can. Here is our opened up Super Nintendo that we pulled out of the junk, and there's not much I could do. I cleaned up everything. Maybe the previous owner, well, the previous owner definitely didn't because it was dirty inside. But I did clean everything, and there's just no getting it going. I did a little research online, and they suggested, you know, replacing the PPU or the CPU or the SRAM, and that's a lot of things that could fail. Obviously, I tested a bunch of different carts, and that wasn't the issue, so it was obviously one of those chips. I'm not super skilled, at least at this point, at soldering and desoldering chips and soldering new chips on. Maybe that's something I could work on in the future to, you know, add new content to the channel, but at this point that's not something that I'm like an expert at. I know there are people out there who do that, and that people generally enjoy watching repair videos, so maybe that's something I'll look to in the future. Let me just grab our board here. I gotta unplug it. This is it. She did not cooperate very well, but we did give it a good go. We gave it a legitimate try, and it's disappointing. I was really hoping that we had something there, but nothing I did at all, no matter how much effort I put into it, paid off at all, unfortunately. So I'm probably gonna chuck this in the bin. Maybe I'll keep it around to practice desoldering stuff if I get the tools. Right now I don't have the tools to even desolder, but yeah, I just don't have the tools. That's as simple as it is. Anyways guys, I'm sorry to waste your time. I was really hoping that something awesome would come out of this. I was really hoping that, you know, we've had like a gold, you know, we found some gold there, but 'twas not to be, 'twas not to be. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you've watched to the end of the video, please consider smashing subscribe, supporting the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're a very tiny little channel right now at 700 subscribers, and every little bit of support makes a huge difference, guys. So yeah, please consider that. If not, maybe just drop us a like, because that would be great too. Anyways, we'll see you in the next vid.
Hey guys, this is Lydia. If you like what you see, hit that like button as it helps our channel gain exposure. Also consider smashing subscribe. If you like our content, it would really mean a lot and helps our channel grow. If you want to interact with us, leave a comment down below or follow us on Twitch at super_dorkalicious. We'll see you next time.